1980 saw many great moments in popular culture. In this episode, we begin with events in popular culture from January of that year. We will remember an odd little cartoon, a government bailout of a large corporation, the first four-time winner of the Super Bowl, and a strange little puzzle that quickly became an American fascination. These are just some of the moments that we will remember that occurred during the opening month of the first year of the 80s decade. So thank you for joining us as we take a look back on popular culture from January 1980. On January 1st, the single-panel comic strip, The Far Side, created by Seattle-based cartoonist Gary Larson, made its first appearance in the San Francisco Chronicle. The first strip featured two cavemen standing next to a large stone wheel, the first claiming his invention, the hammer and chisel, will change the course of men. Later cartoons portrayed Larson's take on surrealism, using cartoons that often captured people or animals with human qualities in the same exact moment of an awkward occurrence, or involving them in highly unlikely situations, often involving a clever, unexpected twist or play on words. First syndicated by Chronicle Features and later by Universal Press Syndicate, The Far Side ran from January 1st, 1980 to January 1st, 1995, and appeared in over 1,900 newspapers worldwide, translated into more than 15 languages. Reprinted collections were gathered into 26 books, while other individual reproductions were featured in calendars and greeting cards. On January 7th, U.S. President Jimmy Carter signed the Chrysler Corporation Loan Guarantee Act of 1979 into law. This legislation provided security for $1.5 billion in loans to bail out the nearly bankrupt Chrysler Corporation. This deal represented one of the largest government assistance packages to ever be given to an American corporation. Less than a year before, the United States' third largest automaker had been on the verge of collapse, suffering nearly $1.5 billion in losses. The terms of the agreement required Chrysler to raise another $2 billion on its own, which Chairman Lee Iacocca did by refocusing production on less expensive, more fuel-efficient cars. Plans also involved streamlining operations, laying off workers, and persuading United Auto Worker union leaders to accept $462.5 million in wage cuts and benefit concessions. Iacocca soon became a celebrity CEO, seemingly changing the fate of Chrysler, who posted record profits and repaid the loans 4 years later, well ahead of schedule. On January 16th, Paul McCartney was arrested in Tokyo, Japan, for bringing approximately 8 ounces of marijuana into the country. The discovery was made after McCartney, his wife Linda, and their 4 children had landed at Tokyo's Narita Airport, along with his band Wings, to begin an 11-city concert tour. Though the amount was large enough to warrant a smuggling charge, which carried a potential 7-year prison sentence, McCartney claimed the marijuana was intended solely for personal use. Apparently, McCartney had made no effort to conceal the drugs, simply placing the plastic bag of pot with the clothes that were packed in his suitcase. He spent 10 days in jail before being quickly deported from Japan on January 25th, released without charges because of his celebrity status. On January 20th, the Pittsburgh Steelers became the first NFL team to win 4 Super Bowls, defeating the Los Angeles Rams 31-19 in Super Bowl 14, held at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. The final results are misleading, however, as the game was close until the third quarter. In fact, the Rams led 13-10 at halftime, the Steelers not permanently taking the lead until the third quarter. Highlights for the Steelers include 309 passing yards, including 3 interceptions and 2 touchdowns from quarterback Terry Bradshaw. Sensational play by wide receivers Lynn Swann and John Stallworth, each with a touchdown, and a fourth quarter interception by linebacker Jack Lambert. Bradshaw, who had led the Steelers to all 4 Lombardi titles, was named as the game MVP. On January 9th, Rubiks Magic Cube was introduced at the International Toy Fair. The invention of Erno Rubik was patented in Hungary 4 years earlier and sold in Budapest toy shops beginning in 1977. On the original cube, each of the 6 faces was covered by 9 stickers, colored either white, red, blue, orange, green, or yellow. Internal mechanisms enabled each face to turn and pivot independently. For the puzzle to be solved, each face must have all of its 9 individual squares showing only one color. American toy manufacturer Ideal Toys discovered the product at the Nuremberg Toy Fair in 1979 and signed a deal to produce it worldwide. The name was changed to Rubiks Cube, and in May of 1980, Rubiks Cube hit toy store shelves selling for $1.99. Initially, sales were slow, picking up only after an aggressive marketing campaign. The Cube even appeared in its own animated series in 1983 called Rubik the Amazing Cube. Sales soon exploded, and Rubiks Cube had sold over 100 million copies by 1984. It was named the 1980 Toy of the Year in several countries. That wraps up our look at some of the major events in popular culture from the opening month of 1980. We will continue with February of 1980, recalling even more events in our next episode. For now, thank you for watching and joining us in this stroll through our memories of the year that was 1980.